YouTube. Out here in nature with the dogs. And today I feel drawn to continue to talk about coming from the heart and just bringing your heart and your brain into a state of coherence. Being grateful for your life. So often in life, we go through struggles and we go through things and we can let that pain get the better of us, right? But in my own experience, my own journey, I found that pain is oftentimes the best catalyst and has often shifted me out of my state of comfort and often made me grow the most. I've dealt with a decent amount of loss in my life, and when you lose someone or you lose something that's close to you, generally people, they go to a state of like loss and the feeling bad because now this is no longer in their life. And it's valid. It's valid to feel those and to grieve and to work through it, right? But on the other end of that polarity, on the other end of that spectrum, I think if you can have gratitude for whatever it is that you lost. I'm currently, grieving the loss of a relationship. It was 12 years. We were gonna get married. She was my best friend, and emotionally it's been a lot going through that and coming to the realization that we may never be together again. The dynamic of our friendship has changed drastically. We may never be friends again, on that level. And rather than fighting it or resisting or saying, oh, woe is me, and going into the pity train, I'm learning what I did wrong in that situation to cause that outcome. And I'm being grateful for the time that we got to spend together. Because regardless, even though it wasn't a lifetime, getting to know her on such a personal level and getting to know someone so intimately and closely was, they say into me is into me I see, and it's true. It's just such a good reflection and a standpoint of like where you are emotionally and spiritually. You look at your relationships, right? The depth of your relationships is deeply related to how deep you know yourself and how intimate with yourself you can get, right? So talking about turning that pain into a catalyst and how can we do that? I know it's easier said than done. And I tell my friends, I tell people that, that are going through it all the time, and it's hard to change those emotional states, right? But that's what it comes down to, is they are emotional states, and our emotion is energy in motion. So our energy, where we're focused on and what we're fixated on, is what we're going to get in our life and how we're going to feel, right? So rather than focusing on the loss and focusing on, your sadness that you may never have that person in your life or that thing in your life, understand that everything on this planet is finite. We're all going to die at some point, and nothing is meant to last forever. So cherish the time that you get with people and cherish the time you get with things, and don't get too attached to them, right? When we get too attached and we think people are going to be around forever, or we hold our happiness on, we give our happiness away to the hands of others, then we're kind of giving away our ability to regulate our emotion. And that is what empowers us to be powerful beings, right? If you're in a sad, depressed state, you're not going to be able to influence others and to help build and create something powerful and long lasting. But if you're in an emotional state of love or gratitude or appreciation, then you have a lot more to offer and a lot more energy to give, right? So I've been really trying to cultivate that in my own life. And even though there are struggles in every day and nothing, it's not perfect by any means, we can focus on the beauty that we do have and the blessings we do have in our life, rather than choosing to fixate or focus on the things that are going to bring us down and not make us feel good. Because again, where my emotional state is where my energy is, and where my energy is ultimately where I'm going to be able to create from. And I want to be able to create from a place of a high emotional state: love, gratitude, appreciation, joy. So I'm just trying to create a life where, I love to live. And I feel like I do something that I love every day. I stay active, I move my body, I'm doing breath work, I'm doing yoga. There's all kinds of modalities that we can use to help uplift our spiritual evolution and our consciousness, and to stay grounded and centered as all these changes on the planet are happening, right? So do what you love every day, move your body, go into states of appreciation. The longer you can, it's a muscle. The longer you can stay in those states of appreciation and gratitude, the stronger that muscle becomes, right? And, I've been practicing the gratitude and appreciation, heart coherence meditations for years now. And when you're doing them consistently, you'll just fall into states of such love and such appreciation, such gratitude, that, the only way I can say it is, before my cup wasn't full and I was coming to relationships with an empty cup, looking for others to fulfill me or to make me happy or to give me love, when now that love is dwelling in me, and I have the opportunity to share it with others and to share it with the world, And so I've been holding myself back. There's a lot of limiting beliefs I'm working through, and a lot of trauma and a lot of stuff, just issues that we all go through, right? Where we become our own worst enemy by holding ourselves back, by placing ourselves in boxes and constraints. And truly, we're limited to the level of thought or consciousness that we put ourselves at, right? And I want to affect people. I want to help change. I know I've done so much work on myself, and so, this inner journey, that I can help people. I'm not a spiritual guru or a master by any means. I'm still working on myself every day. But I know that there are people that are farther behind on the path. And, there are so many different modalities of thinking and personalities, types, and individuals on this planet now, that having people from all different walks of life, even if you're teaching a similar message, someone might not resonate with someone who is a 80-year-old lady who, whatever. So finding people that you listen to, that you can resonate with, again, as we're moving forward and on the planet. I know personally, as I've been going more into my spiritual practice, my clairvoyance, my telepathic abilities, my intuition, my intuitive abilities, all have been enhancing, right? And as we tap into that is something that we are all given the God-given right to be able to tap into. So when you hear truth, generally, people listen to, like, I can resonate with what someone's saying, and if I resonate with it, then I know on a spiritual level in my soul that what they are saying has some validity in it, or something that I should be listening to, right? So tapping into that, being more aware of ourself, showing more appreciation for our life. It is truly a present. When we are present and not focused on the past, and so focused on the future and worried about when we can just be, and just realize that every second that we have here on this journey is a blessing. It really is, and we can start to enjoy it and tap into that. Then we become more mindful of the emotions that we feel on a day-to-day basis, on an hour-to-hour basis, on a minute-to-minute basis, right? Because we're constantly fluctuating as we go through our day and react to situations that happen to us and things in our environment. So just being aware of what makes you feel good, what makes you feel grounded. For me, it's getting out in nature, it's getting sun on my skin, it's putting my feet on the earth, right? All these things help me connect and help me to just feel grounded and centered and come from a stronger creative standpoint. I think, again, like I talked about in previous videos, we're all here to be creators, and there's so much to consume, and there's so much good content right now, and there's also a lot of wasteful distractions, in my opinion. So depending on how you utilize that, but we can always be over consuming. So taking time away to fast, whether it's from social media, from food, from whatever substances, your phone, anything that you can't take a break from essentially has control over you, right? And how do we gain our freedom back in this world? Freedom comes from a place of being able to feel free internally first, then financially be able to express that, do the things that I want to do, and then to have that manifest in my life. And so in order to be free, that means that I can't be a slave to addictions or to habits or to things that hold me back, or certain patterns or ways of being, right? So trying to break free from this matrix and free from all the distractions that they give us, really trying to know myself and to have a better understanding of myself so that I can help others. I want to serve and I want to make a difference, right? And you can do your part, even if you're just working a what you feel is a menial job and something, just by being the light and shining the light and being love and giving others a place where they can feel safe and welcome, and just going with that, right? So I appreciate you for listening. If you listened all the way through, it's a beautiful day. Just get out there and enjoy it. Move your body. Find what makes your soul happy, and do that. I think everyone, in order to Ziggy Marley said it in True to Yourself, right? He said, I can't make you happy unless I am myself. And so in order to do that, we all have to fill our cups. So do what fills your cup, and then you can help others to fill theirs, right? Well, thanks again, and yeah, have a good day.